I'd like to call the Town Board meeting of July 12th, 2022 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, Rebecca and Jacqueline, you want to come up and help us lead the Pledge of Allegiance? Come over here to me. You're going to come. Okay. Don't trip. Okay. Oh. Okay, that's okay. Do you want to get them? Mm-hmm. You come over here to me. And get ready. Hold them in that hand because you have to put that hand there. Okay. You ready? Mm-hmm. Let's turn around. Put your hand over your heart. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much, ladies. You did a nice job. You can go back and sit with Grandpa. Okay. If everyone could remain standing for a moment of silence to remember those who served our country in the past and for those who continue to protect our country today. Thank you. So I just would like everyone to note the emergency exits of the door you came in and the door behind us. And Sharon and I had a discussion last week about just some concerns we had about the July 4th celebrations. And we're trying to figure out what we could do in the town to include children in honoring our flag and those who served under the flag, gave their life, and some came home terribly affected either bodily or emotionally, and felt that we wanted to have children take part in honoring America. So we had decided that we would have from now on children lead the Pledge of Allegiance. As it happened this week, my grandchildren were here from Arizona, and they've started it. But next meeting, we will have the team that went to Cooperstown from our baseball group. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's where we were with that. And now we have a presentation for our 2021 audit by Tom Smith, who is a partner in CPA with the EFPR group who does our audits. Welcome.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you to the board for having me here. I handed out a packet which is a summary of the 2021 audit, and I just wanted to run through there, and if the board has any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. The financial statements and the auditor's report was reviewed with town's management as well as a financial consultant. We have issued clean, unmodified opinions as of June 13th, 2022 on those financial statements. Part of the financial statements is that we have to issue a separate report on the town's compliance with laws, regulations, and if there is any type of material weakness or significant deficiency with the town's internal controls, we would have to report those there. However, we did not come across any of those type of issues, so that is also a clean report as well. Just to go through a little bit more of a numerical standpoint of where the town is at, the general fund highlights. You'll see that the fund balance increased by $783,000 to a total of $3.7 million, and that's really generated through increases in the sales tax and mortgage tax, which is very consistent with any other municipality throughout New York State. Your revenue was $924,000 higher than budget, and once again, that's due to that sales tax increase that everyone was told would decrease. However, it did increase across the state. Your actual expenditures were $347,000 less than budget. Most of that is, the expenditures did increase by $270,000 from the prior year. However, 2020 expenditures were down significantly, particularly in culture and recreation due to COVID closure. So that is an increase we did expect. Your unassigned fund balance is 40% of your total expenditures. So that shows that the town is in a healthy financial position. And your 2022 budget in the general fund is $3 million. And as of December 31st, 21, your total fund balance is 125% of the subsequent year's budget. So that really shows that the town has done an excellent job managing its finances. I also want to touch on the highway fund because that is very significant to this town. And that fund balance increased by $284,000, so you saw a great improvement there as well to a total of $463,000. And similar to the general fund, I want to touch on the results budget to actual. Your actual revenue was actually under the budget by $35,000. However, you did budget for a zero gain in that fund, so that you show that you came very close to the budget, which is something that you do want to see. However, your actual expenditures were $270,000 less than budget, and really there was some savings in the payroll area. And your 22 budget for the highway fund is $2 million, which is 23% of your fund balance as of December 31st. Showing that fund is also in a healthy position. On the subsequent page, we do a couple capital project financial highlights. That's really because the capital projects fund did have a lot of activity over the last couple of years. And you can see in 21, you spent just under $1.1 million in that fund. And a lot of it is related to the highway fund, the highway fund machinery acquisitions of $676,000. But you also had some additions to the Dover Ridge Water District upgrades, as well as the Gardner Hollow Bridge and Town Hall accessibility. So that really makes up that $1.1 million. That was really funded through a $2 million ban that the town got at an interest rate of 0.41%. Now those interest rates will increase if you do continue to take out bans, as interest rates have gone up nationwide. But it shows that the town did an excellent job of getting that debt at a very low rate. Your non-major funds, your special recreation, water, and sewer funds did have small changes, but as you can see, they do have healthy fund balances at year end as well. And there was a couple other discussion items that I did want to touch on. The town did increase the reserved fund balances, the money you put aside in case there's a disaster, by $274,000, as well as created 2 new funds for equipment and snow removal in the highway fund. So that shows some financial responsibility in order to create those funds and make sure that all those funds are legally allowed in New York State. Town received $737,000 from the American Rescue Plan Act, and another $737,000 is expected to be received in the next couple of weeks. So the town overall receives $1,475,000 from that act. And we, as part of our audits, we also did an audit of the town justice court as well as the receiver of taxes. And we are happy to announce that those audits came out clean as well. So at this point, I'd like to turn over the board and see if you have any questions on the audits or the process.
Well, you and I had conversations today, so I got most of my questions and had good conversations answered, so that worked out very well. I don't know if, I know you guys got to review it. It's pretty clear and thorough that we have, and I've given it to the town clerk also for her to put up. So I thank you for all your efforts. Your group has always been very accommodating and easy to work with, and make appointments and come in, and you're efficient and effective and work well with our finance department. So I appreciate all you do for us.
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate you saying that.
Any questions? Or?
I appreciate the understandable summary.
I didn't want to go through the 50, 60 pages, all of it.
Yeah, no, the summary is good. That worked out well.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thanks, Tom. We'll
Thank
be in
you.
touch,
All right,
okay?
great.
You
Thank
take
you for
care.
having
Have
me.
safe travels
Have a
home.
night.
He's got a long trip ahead of him. So I just wanted to, we got a very good financial report, and we'd like to thank, the town board would like to thank our exceptional finance department team led by Linda Bloomer, and Annette and Teresa round out this dedicated team, each working diligently on their assigned tasks. Some of Annette's responsibilities include vouchers and escrow accounts, which she has done a tremendous job and continues to work on cleaning the escrow accounts up. Teresa handles payroll and HR issues, and she's done a tremendous job cleaning up a number of issues there. Linda's responsibilities include overseeing the staff as well as keeping the department working seamlessly in all financial areas imaginable. Linda does her job effectively and always looks to assist in any way needed. This team works cooperatively together as well as with all of the other departments in the town. The finance department is the nucleus of the town. It would be difficult to operate without this dedicated team. Each year they gather and provide all the material needed for the audit as well as the AUD and other various reports that are required. It's a busy department and they provide invaluable service to the town board and residents. Tom Carey is our town financial consultant and has been instrumental in guiding and assisting the town board in setting up restricted fund balance and various other categories of fund balance found in the updated fund balance policy tonight. Tom keeps the town up to date with various requirements from the State Controller's Office. His guiding hand has been instrumental in putting Beekman on the path to financial stability. So Tom and Linda, Annette and Teresa deserve a standing ovation for the job they do every day for the residents of Beekman and the town board. We're blessed to have such a professional team working for us, and I thank them tremendously. Okay, so let's get to work. I will comment on the agenda items. Let's see. Agenda item number 2 is our regular scheduled budget revisions. Number 3 is the fund balance policy that I talked about updating because we've added some restricted and assigned fund balances, so we need to update the policy. Number 4 is we're requesting for proposal an independent audit for the town of Beekman. We had a 3-year contract with EFPR Group, and that is now completed, and we're sending out RFPs for 2022's audit. Number 5 is authorizing the town board to provide the pension benefit of Section 41J of the Retirement and Social Security Law as previously or hereafter amended. It was an clerical oversight by a prior administration. We became aware of it and we're correcting the issue. Again, thanks to Teresa in the financial department. Number 6 is accepting the independent audit that we had tonight. Number 7 is approving application number 3 payment for the Town Hall Accessibility Improvement Project. Number 8 is to award the bid for removal of scrap metal, and we do that on an annual basis. Number 9 is to approve the rentals for campfire nights. They're going to do a super splashdown with a pool and snow cone 1 week, extreme course, a 40-foot obstacle course, and then the final will be inflatable skeet ball. They had a wonderful campfire turnout last week. I think she said 112 people. So it was a really good event last Friday. Number 10 is approving change order town hall. I think it's change order number 9. It's not up there, but it should have been. It's change order number 9. Okay. And let's see. Resolution number 11, we are pulling. We were working on that yesterday and today, and the town attorney kept sending revised versions, and I want to take some time and really look at all of it, so we've opted to pull it for tonight. That was resolution number 11. And then number 12 is we're introducing a local law concerning short-term rentals. I've had a number of concerned residents talk about some of the issues that they're experiencing in their neighborhoods concerning this, and I know a number of other supervisors are looking at it at other towns as well. So we're looking to get ahead of the curve on that one. And then let's see, our payment of claims is number 13, which we normally do. It's a rather large number, and it is due to a number of items that we are paying, including the chips, and let me get all of the details. The blacktop for chips, $215,146.90. Also, the payment to for the ADA is $127,179. So there were a number of big items that were on that. With that, I'm going to ask Werner. We don't have anyone for agenda items, so if you'd like to start.
Okay. Whereas Town Clerk Lorene Abbott-Tantuano has provided copies of the minutes of the June 16, 2022 Town Board meeting to all members of the Beekman Town Board, and whereas Town Board members have had the opportunity to review said minutes, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board hereby accepts the minutes of the June 16, 2022 Town Board meeting.
I'll second it.
Okay, town board discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Oh, wait, I'm so sorry. I need to abstain. I wasn't at that meeting. I apologize.
That's okay.
Okay, resolution number 2 to approve Town of Beekman budget revision. Whereas the Town of Beekman's accounting office recommends certain budget revisions based on department requests and/or the accounting office review and analysis of expenditures or revenues, now therefore be resolved that the following itemized revisions are approved by the Town of Beekman Town Board, identified as budget revision number 2022-06, as follows.
I'll second.
Town board discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Beekman adopted the Town Fund Balance Policy in 2020 to comply with GASB recommended practices, and whereas the Town Fund Balance Policy is to be reviewed biannually and updated where necessary, and whereas the town has created several restricted and assigned fund balance since the policy adoption, necessitating and updating the policy. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Beekman approves the revised fund balance policy attached hereto and made part hereof.
I'll second.
Town board discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Whereas the Town of Beekman Town Board is seeking competitive proposals for the independent audit of the Town of Beekman for fiscal year 2022, and whereas the town has developed an official RFP to seek proposals from CPA firms for such audit attached hereto, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board authorizes the supervisor to issue the RFP and report the results for the competitive proposal.
I'll second that.
Town board discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Okay, resolution 5. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Beekman does hereby elect to provide the pension benefit of Section 41J of the Retirement and Social Security Law, as presented or hereafter amended. Be it further resolved that the effective date shall be the date filed with the New York State Comptroller's Office.
I'll second.
Town board discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Resolution number 6, whereas the Town of Beekman Town Board retained the services of the accounting firm EFPR Group to perform the independent audit of the town's finances, including the Justice Court and Tax Receiver operations, for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2021. And whereas the Town Board has received and reviewed the said auditor's report and the Town of Beekman's financial statements and supplementary information for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2021, and whereas the results of the audits were presented and discussed at the July 12, 2022 Town Board meeting, and whereas the audit reports will be available for public review at the office of the Beekman Town Clerk and on the Town of Beekman website. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Beekman does hereby accept the independent auditor's report and findings prepared by EFPR Group for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2021, and that they be officially filed with the town clerk, and if management responses are required, that they be rendered in writing within 60 days of this date.
I'll second that.
Town board discussion? Well, I also want to thank Lorene. She also is our tax receiver, and her books came out beautifully, and I want to thank you for having it all go smoothly since you took it over. You and Amy and Margaret Woolley have done an excellent job, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's been worry-free. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, roll call.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Whereas, you ready?
Yep.
Whereas the town of Beekman is a party to a contract with Barone Construction Group, Inc., the contractor, for the continuation of the project known as the Town Hall Accessibility Improvement Project. And whereas the contractor has submitted an application and certification for payment number 3 dated June 13th, 2022, requesting payment in the amount of $337,197.50, less 10% retaining, $33,719.75, less payment number 1 and number 2, total of $176,298.75, for a total of $127,179. See attached. And whereas the contractor has requested full or partial payment of the items on the continuation sheet that is attached to the payment request application covering the period of May 1, 2022 through May 30, 2022, and whereas the town engineer has reviewed the request and agrees with the quantity of the work completed, application number 3 has recommended the town board make payment as requested, subject to the receipt of partial release and lien waivers from general contractors and subcontractors. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the supervisor of the town of Beekman to make payment to Barone Construction Group, Inc., LLC, as requested in application and certification for payment number 3 in the amount not to exceed $127,179.
I'll second that.
Town board discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Okay, resolution number 8. Whereas authorization was given for the town clerk to advertise for bids for the removal of scrap metal, and whereas the bids for removal of scrap metal were received, opened, and read publicly on July 5th, 2022, and have been reviewed by the highway superintendent and the town clerk. Now therefore be resolved that the bid is hereby awarded to Barone Recycling as recommended by the highway superintendent as attached hereto, and be further resolved that the supervisor be and hereby is authorized to execute any and all documents necessary to carry out the said services.
I'll second.
Town board discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Okay. Approving change order to Town Hall ADA Improvement Project. Whereas the town engineer has reviewed the following change orders submitted by Barone Construction Company, Inc. as follows. I'm going to go down to change order number 9. I had meant to notate what that was for, and I neglected to do that.
I'm sorry, one second.
Excuse me, but you missed one.
No, did I move ahead?
Resolution number
9.
Sorry.
Skip over it.
Oh, okay. But I'll read that before Werner reads the next one.
Okay.
I'll find it while you're reading it.
All right.
Okay. Resolution number 9. Whereas the 2022 budget included funding for entertainment for the campfire nights at the rec park. Now therefore be it resolved that the following expenditures for the campfire night is hereby authorized as per contract from Just for Fun. And we have gotten Super Splashdown 2 with pool for $560, and that will be on July 8th. We already had that, 2022. They had a great time. The camp shared it, the beach shared it, and then the people who came for campfire. So it was spread over a number of groups that evening and that afternoon. Snow Cone Square TT with supplies, $225.27. That will be July 22nd, 2022. And then Extreme Course 40-foot obstacle is $598.50. That will be August 5th, 2022. And then Inflatable Skeet Ball is $582, and that will be August 19th, 2022. All items include delivery, pickup, and damage waiver.
I'll second.
Okay, town board discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
You said you wanted to read something?
Yeah, you read that, and before we vote on it, if discussion, I
Okay.
have it in here.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, yeah.
Whereas the town engineer has reviewed the following change orders submitted by Barone Construction Group, Inc. as follows. Original approval contract total, August 3rd, 2021, $594,500. Change order 1, October 26, 2020, for $2,864. New contract total, $597,364. Change order number 2, October 26, 2021, for $3,200. New contract total, $600,564. Change order number 3, dated May 24th, 2022, for $1,188. New contract total, $601,752. Change order 4 was rejected. No change in the total. Change order number 5 still under consideration. No change in the contractual total. Change order number 6, May 24th, 2022, for $3,139 for new contractual total of $604,891. Change order number 7, dated May 24th, 2022, $8,004 for new contractual total of $612,895. Change order number 8, May 24th, 2022, for $1,252. New contractual total, $614,147. And change order 9, which we just did tonight, July 12th, 2022, for $3,505. New contractual total is $617,652. Whereas the town engineer has recommended the town approve change order number 9 as attached, now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Beekman approves change order number 9 to the town hall ADA improvement project at a cost of $3,505. And be it further resolved that the supervisor of the town of Beekman is hereby authorized to sign any and all documents giving effect to this resolution, including but not limited to the requisite change orders.
I'll second that.
Okay. Town board discussion. It is for the infill masonry on the right side of the building. They are proposing, it's for all labor, material, and equipment. They will be removing existing CMU on the far right side of the building and replaced with the owner-provided stone, of which we have from what they had taken off. So that's what that particular change order is. I apologize for not having done it sooner at the beginning. Okay, any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
Supervisor Gravucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Okay, resolution number 11 is to amend the local law.
Wait, that one we pulled.
Oh, we pulled
Move
that
to
one.
the next one.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
sorry.
Sorry about that. Okay, resolution 12. Okay, introducing a local law concerning short-term rentals. Whereas the town board of the town of Beekman is considering the adoption of local law number 2 proposed of 2022, which would establish a new chapter 126.1 of the code of the town of Beekman to be known as short-term rentals, and to amend chapter 155 of the code of the town of Beekman entitled zoning regarding short-term rentals and the proposed action. And whereas for the purposes of the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, SECRA, the proposed action is defined above. And whereas the town board has determined that the proposed action is a type 1 action pursuant to Article 8 of the SECRA Conservation Law, Part 617, NYCRR, commonly known as SECRA. And whereas the town board has determined that the proposed law is an action for which there is no other involved agency, and that the town board is therefore by default the lead agency for this action. And whereas a determination of significance has not yet been made with respect to the proposed action, now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby introduces for consideration of its adoption local law number 2 proposed of 2022 entitled A Local Law to Establish a New Chapter 126.1 of the Code of the Town of Beekman to be known as Short-Term Rentals, and to amend Chapter 155 of the Code of the Town of Beekman entitled Zoning regarding short-term rentals in the form annexed hereto. And be further resolved that the copies of the aforesaid proposed local law be laid upon the desk of each member of the board, and be further resolved that the town board shall hold a public hearing on said proposed local law at Town Hall, 4 Main Street, Beekman, New York, at 7:10 p.m. on July 26, 2022. Be it further resolved that the town board hereby authorizes and directs the town clerk to act as follows with respect to proposed local law: to post and to publish, or cause to be published, a public notice in the official newspaper of the town of Beekman of said public hearing at least 10 days prior thereto. To serve a copy of this resolution to the annex proposed local law and a public hearing notice to the municipal clerk of each abutting municipality not less than 10 days prior to said public hearing. To refer a copy of said local law to the planning board of the town of Beekman, and to provide a copy of this resolution, said local law, and a public hearing notice for the Dutchess County Department of Planning and the Development for their advisory review and comments in accordance with Section 239 of the New York General Municipal Law.
I'd like to make a friendly amendment. Being that the previous resolution has been pulled, we can move the start time from 7:10 to 7 p.m. So if we could change that to 7 p.m.
Agreed.
Okay.
Do I want to do a second for that?
I'll second that.
Okay,
That's fine.
great. All in favor of changing it?
And did we second the?
No, not yet. We'll second this
Okay,
and then
for
we'll
the-
go back. All in
okay.
favor of
Aye.
changing till 7 o'clock?
Yes.
Aye. Okay. Now, I need a second for the resolution.
I'll second.
Okay, town board discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
That's July 26th, right? Yeah.
Aye, yes. Okay. I said aye.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
Yeah, that's
hear you.
okay.
I'm sorry. Resolution passes.
Okay. Resolution 13, whereas the bookkeeper has audited and approved claims pursuant to Section 119 of Town Law as set forth in the attached abstracts, be it resolved that the payment therefore is hereby authorized as follows. Claims to be paid from the A General Fund, $691,064.48. Claims to be paid from the DA Highway Fund, $268,505.65. Claims to be paid from the SS Dover Ridge Sewer District, $4,316.31. Claims to be paid from the SW Dover Ridge Water District, $8,823.51. Claims to be paid from the T-Trust and Agency Fund, $7,327.50. Claims to be paid from the H Capital Fund, $142,385.56, for a total of $1,122,443.01. Then 6/23/2022 payroll 13, general fund $35,873.65, highway fund $21,111.15, for a total of $56,984.80. 7/7/22 payroll number 14, general fund $55,520.02, highway fund $20,241.37, for a total of $75,761.39.
I'll second that.
Town board discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Stiegler?
Aye.
Councilman Badalini?
Aye.
And Supervisor Cavucci?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Okay. Any other town board business? Okay. Then our next, I'll get to the public comments, I just want to make sure. Our next regularly scheduled board meeting will be Tuesday, July 26th at 7 p.m. at Town Hall. All our meetings are back at Town Hall now. And we will do public comment. Susan?
I'm Susan Glavich. I live on Lime Mill Road. So I'm going to have to be brief because I have a couple of points. I just want to remind the board that back in November, Governor Hochul did sign into law that supporting documentations for town board agendas need to be published 24 hours in advance so that the public has time to review. I understand things come up, but things come up frequently where agendas are late getting posted to the website. And I think you need to rethink about how you're doing things. The board does open itself up to Article 78 challenges if supporting documentations for any decisions are not posted in enough time. So, just in the spirit of the open meetings law, and also to give people an opportunity to review anything in time to make comments, I think is only fair. Second thing that I would like to mention. Those of you, I probably know that I have a background in zoning board work. I served as the chair of the zoning board in another municipality before I moved to Beekman. I had numerous trainings. I feel like, and I've been observing your zoning board, and I was kind of disappointed in their last decision. But it became evident to me that some of the newer members need training. It doesn't seem to me that they really fully understand the tests that are required to be applied in making decisions. So I would really ask that you look at getting them the necessary training as soon as it becomes available. Tom Smith, in his presentation, mentioned American Rescue Funds, and I know this was a point when the town first received those funds. Has it been decided where that money is going?
No,
or
it has not.
It has not. Okay, so we'll be forthcoming with that coming soon. And then I guess my other question is, or maybe an observation, I noticed that a vacant board position has not yet been filled. So can we assume that it's going to remain empty until November when the election?
No decision's been made.
Okay, so that's still open.
Right.
If someone is interested in applying, are you still taking applications?
Not at the moment. We had a due date, and we have 3 applicants.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
And I just wanted to respond to Governor Hochul signing the open meeting law amendments. She signed legislation on October 19, 2021, but let's see, amending Public Officers Law, Section 103, to require public bodies to make records that will be discussed at an upcoming meeting available to the public upon request at least 24 hours before the meeting, to the extent practical. Additionally, if the town maintains high-speed internet website that's routinely used and updated, it must post records to that website at least 24 hours in advance, to the extent practical. So the key phrase there is to the extent practical. Sharon Warman normally does all of the agendas, and unfortunately, she was sick yesterday and she was sick today, and that made it very difficult to get them up yesterday. Additionally, there are a number of issues that will hold up the agenda. For instance, we had 2 local laws that were on them. Those are out of my hands or Sharon's hands in terms of putting together an agenda. That comes from the lawyers. The key reason we pulled the one tonight is because there were so many revisions today that I felt that I just didn't have time to review them all as in depth as I would have liked to. So at the end of the day, I decided to pull them. So there was another issue with another item from the town engineer. Unfortunately, he was sick also and wasn't able to respond in a timely manner. So that's why the law actually has this phrase, to the extent practical, because there are times when it's just not simply going to be practical. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Everybody safe home?
Mary, the